Hi Dad, it's Jenna. How are you today? This week's topic was chosen by one of our members of our group, and it's on charities. And this is a really difficult topic to talk about on charities because a lot of us are in need of some kind of charitable contribution or support of some sort, whether it's governmental, church, an organization that can help you. And this is a hard one for me. I meant to record this video earlier in the week, and I had to do some thinking on it. So I looked up the definition of charities, and one of them is generous actions or donations to aid the poor, ill, or helpless, to devote one's life to charity. A second definition was something given to a person or persons in need, alms, asked for work, not charity. A third one was a charitable act or work. Fourth, a charitable fund, foundation, or institution. He left his estate to a charity. And the fifth one, benevolent feeling, especially towards those in need or in disfavor. She is so poor that we fed her out of charity. So charity, when I look at this, is a really wide spectrum of things that it could be. I am a spiritual person. I'm not somebody that believes strongly in the church. For those that want to do that, that's fine by all. But a lot of people equate charity to religious institutions, and many of those have 700 Club, Tim and Jamie, Baker, Tammy Faye, a lot of the swagger, a lot of those end up being flawed. When there's a lot of money involved in organizations, it tends to get misappropriated. The same can be said for a lot of organizations that look for contributions for their charitable contributions, to whatever their specialty is, their charity, and a lot of the money ends up being consumed in operational costs and not really reaching it to the person that really ultimately needs it. So I'm not big on charitable organizations, though I do some things that I know are important. Charity, as I just shown you on this piece of paper, doesn't have to do with being equated to a religious type of organization. So that being said, I had to think about, what do I do that's charitable, and how do I contribute? Because many of transgender people that I know are in need of charity, and that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to get it because of the way that society perceives us still. Even though it's changing, we are still kind of looked at as different, because we are. So what? So when I look at charitable things, and where I get my giving from, as many of us, many friends of mine were in the Boy Scouts, and I saw Kathy do something about the Boy Scouts and being involved. And one of the core things that I learned in the Boy Scouts was to be a positive role in your community, and that would include charity and the do a good turn, favor daily thing that they preached. So I do have some warm feelings for the Boy Scouts. I mean, I was an Eagle Scout, so I must have some, and some of that stuff must have been instilled in me. So I do have a root giving of myself to charity type or volunteer type things based off of that. And, looking back at that, I think that's a good thing. Almost to the point where I overextend myself doing that type of stuff. Charity to me is being a volunteer firefighter and giving of myself to the community, especially someone that has a fire or a need like that they're looking for help. So I am a volunteer in that capacity, and I do view that as a charity where I don't get paid. So again, I've circumvented an organization taking money and swallowing it up in operating cost someplace. Misappropriating, I guess is the word. Other charitable things I've done is volunteering in a hospital. Some of you don't know, I was attempting to get through nursing school, and I felt no better way to get a foothold in that was to work in a hospital so that I can get a taste of what it's really like. And I did that for a long time. Came in multiple days that they didn't have somebody, I would come in and help out. So and I enjoyed that. I got a really rewarding feeling from doing that. And that is a charity. It was that was no reward, no financial gain. The rewards I got there were personal and not so much for economic reasons. I keep a YouTube presence when I should be really long gone, like many people have done. And I do that because I want to make sure that people that come after me have a voice. And somebody that's been there, done that, that can lead the way and give some support when somebody may need it. I was I started transition later in life, as many of us do, and I knew that I needed somebody to be there for me. So I am still there for you. So part of my charity work is actually into the way I look at that. I don't get compensated for it. It does take my time, and I enjoy the relationships and the giving that come from that. So I've gotten a lot of personal goodwill feelings. I work with a cat rescue, an animal rescue. Yes, I am a crazy cat lady. I have, a bunch of my own that come here as fosters and end up staying. But I also work as a foster in a non-paid position that, for the most part, cost me a lot of money through my labor and medical donations and food donations. So that is, that I consider that charitable work. So I first looked at this charity thing. I was kind of like, oh shit, I don't want to do this. I mean, because I equated it to religion, and I'm turned off by a lot of the hypocrisy that comes out of organized religion. Those that are spiritual, I tend to have, a higher power that I answer to, and not somebody that passes a donation plate around. So, on this charity topic, I think that I really had to really look deeper at this Because, I mean, I was a naysayer when when the topic was first brought up. I was kind of like, religion, you know, you know, after taking a deeper look at it, I don't see it as much that anymore. You know, there's so many ways that we could be charitable and give of ourselves to others that not necessarily are religious. So, looking back, I'm kind of a little bit more wide-eyed on my perception of charity. And as I read the definitions, it gave me more ways to look at the word instead of the one that I was positioned to think was what a charity was. So, in hindsight, I think I grew a little bit. So with that in mind, I don't think I missed anything. I had written myself some cliff notes I didn't want to I didn't want to miss. And for the most part, I got them all. So I want everyone to enjoy your Memorial Day weekend if you're here in the States. If not, enjoy the weekend anyway. And I look forward to next week. Our topic next week is going to be trans and sports, which really should stir the pot, so to speak, because I have personal feelings on that subject that are very different than what the communities are as a whole. So I look forward to having a video up early in the week to challenge some of the community on what it's like to be me as a trans and what my opinions are. So have a great weekend. It was good seeing you, spend some time with you, and I look forward to your anticipated responses. Peace. Take care. Bye.